Hello guys, in this video I am going to show you how you can build Xinyan as a secondary DPS or support. I'll be going over and comparing her to other characters, listing out the pros and cons, her recommended weapons and artifacts, and one incredible team comp that will make you destroy every enemy that you come across. Before I start off, I want you to know that this is sort of like a part 2 of the video, so I won't go over her specific skill sets and talents. But you can press a card on your screen right now or go down to the link in the description to watch it. On the next screen, there are 3 screens displayed. The left one shows Xinyan's shield at level 1, the middle one shows it at level 2, and the right one shows it at level 3. Hopefully this helps you distinguish the difference between the levels of the shields. Xinyan is an incredible support or sub DPS for nearly any main DPS teams. She has really strong utilities in her kit with a great element plus weapon package. She offers a shield for defense and a passive % physical damage bonus. She can be very flexible as both a support or sub DPS. First, I am going to compare Xinyan to some characters and bring up the pros and cons of her skill set. Let's first talk about Xinyan's normal attack compared to Razor. We can clearly see that Razor's normal attack base damage multiplier is higher compared to Xinyan. Also, her shield is lagging behind Noelle's shield when you look at it from a pure defensive standpoint. Even Xinyan's level 3 shield only absorbed 144% compared to Noelle's 160% at level 1. The next one isn't really a similar thing, but comparing Xinyan's elemental burst damage to Zhongli's, I would say Xinyan's base elemental burst damage is quite high for a 4-star. Since she has high DPS burst capabilities, she would work perfectly as a secondary DPS or a support type character with shields that serves as a pyro enabler off-field for your main DPS that is occasionally switched in for a big AoE elemental burst. Let's analyze the pros and cons. For pros, we see that her elemental skill works as both an offensive and defensive utility. The passive 15% physical damage will also give your party a well-rounded damage boost. Her elemental burst is also another strong asset to her kit that make her potential of doing high burst damage quite easily. For her cons, we see that Razor outcasts her normal attacks by a decent amount. Therefore, she takes a backseat as a main DPS if you compare her to characters like Razor. Noelle's shield have a higher defense compared to Xinyan's shield. Therefore, if you want a pure defensive shield support, Noelle's kit will be considerably better since she can also serve as a healer. For Xinyan's support weapons, these 3 weapons are suitable for her role as a support or secondary DPS. Skyward Pride, Whiteblind, and Sacrificial Greatswords are all great choices due to the secondary stats that fit for Xinyan's exact role. The Skyward Pride is a 5-star weapon from the gatcha with one of the highest base attacks in the game. It has energy recharge as a substat, which will refill Xinyan's elemental burst really fast and allow you to spam really easily. The Vacuum Blade from the weapon can also crit, meaning if you have her at C1, these attacks can also make your attack speed faster. The Whiteblind is a free-to-play weapon that you can craft and also suitable to use on Xinyan. With Whiteblind's defense bonus substats combined with Xinyan's shield that scales with defense, this weapon will make her shield more durable. You can also build up infusion blade stacks really fast if you hold down the charge attack, making her a spinning, indestructible blade. Lastly, the Sacrificial Greatsword is another great option if you decided to make Xinyan your secondary support DPS on your team. She will recharge her elemental burst fast with the weapon's substat. The 341% base burst damage that can be recharged quickly makes her a deadly DPS support. There is also a chance you can refresh your elemental skill cooldown every 30 seconds, which allows Xinyan to keep her shield up for a sustainable amount of time if you don't have her at C2. Xinyan's recommended artifacts for a secondary DPS support role have a number of options to choose from depending on how you would like to build her. First, the 2-piece Noblesse and 2-piece Bloodstained will give you high burst damage if you are planning to build her as a secondary DPS. The 25% physical damage bonus will make her elemental burst deal high damage. Additionally, the final passive talent also gives an increased 15% physical damage when the shield is active. You can also put a 4-piece Noblesse on her and get that extra 20% attack for your main DPS after using your Elemental Burst on her. Pairing this setup with a Skyward Pride or Sacrificial Greatsword will yield great results for your team. For team composition, you can run Razor as a main DPS, Xinyan as a secondary DPS, Diona or Kaya as support, plus Xiangling for Pyro Resonance. Running Razor in this comp will make Razor carry your team hard, because his base physical damage along with Xinyan's passive 15% physical damage on her shield and Superconduct on your Cairo character choice will allow Razor to shine the most. I mentioned this in my last video, but Xinyan's level 3 shield will disrupt Superconduct, so you might have to be wary on activating her elemental skill so it doesn't hit 2 or more enemies in order for Superconduct to work. What I mean is that since Overload might get triggered by a level 3 shield, you might want to get a level 2 shield instead so enemies don't get knocked back too far and ruin the combo. Going further, if you have C4 on Xinyan, you get a 15% physical res on enemies along with your 15% physical damage passive, which makes 30% bonus physical damage for Razor. With Razor's attack speed, you will be able to take advantage of Xinyan's kit and Razor will run wild on everything you come across. The best part is, they are both in the same banner. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on content like this. If you want to learn more about Xinyan and what she could do as a DPS and haven't watched my first Xinyan video yet, the end screen will take you there.